Okay, I got pet peeves. Okay, this is acting lesson number 2. And as I said in my first video, consider yourself an actor all the time so that you can have more interesting life. One person said, "I'm sorry, my life is not a movie. Don't tell me that my life is a movie." Well, if your life is not a movie, then what is it then? What is it? You have to treat it like a movie. You have to treat it like, you know, because if you don't, then, who wants to participate in your life if your life is not an interesting movie? We've all seen really crappy movies, and, at least they call them a movie, but if you don't even want to call your life a movie, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to participate in it because you're not acting. You're not acting. I don't know. You're as bland as paper mache. If that's what you want, well, if I'm around, I'm going to be acting. And, you can either play my game or, maybe we'll get into a fight for the millionth time. It's boring. So my first lecture was about don't play your character the same way. Okay, so I said don't say no all the time to your relationship partner, your acting partner. Don't call them insane all the time. Don't ignore them all the time. Don't constantly go negative. In other words, don't always respond angrily. If your relationship partner, your acting partner, default mode for being in any interaction with you is to get angry, it's a block. It's a block, like I said in my first lecture, and it's poor acting. It's poor acting. If you're doing a bunch of takes, well, out of 10 takes, do 1 angry and do 9 of them not angry. In other words, 90% don't do angry and 1% or 10%, pardon me, do angry. And if you can avoid that one angry, the thing is that regular movies, regular television do way too much angry. They do way too much horror. And it's all carbon copy. It's not novel. If you look at the scale of consciousness, 20% of humanity on a consciousness scale is negative. And the top of the negativity scale is pride, okay? So, if you're angry, in apathy, in pride, it's a very small fraction of what you can respond as. And these are the very low frequencies too. So, they're dated. Don't use them. Don't use them because they're not uplifting to your acting partner. It's so overused, why bother repeating the same kind of response? Everyone's sick and tired of these kind of movies. So you have to go to some other kind of response. Okay, let me see. Okay, if you're interacting with your partner, okay, do you understand the word trite? Trite is a synonym for hackneyed. Trite and hackneyed means so overused. It's like your acting partner is going to look at you and go, "Good God, couldn't you come up with a new question? Something different." The one that drives me bonkers is when somebody in my acting movie of my life Are you okay? Epic fail. Epic fail. Because it is just the worst question to ask. And, I'm not going to say that the people that do this don't do it frequently. They do it frequently. Are you okay? Okay, is that a yes or no answer? Yes, I'm okay. No, I'm not okay. If you're setting somebody up for a yes or no answer, you as an actor are being cheap and tawdry. You're not invested in your character. You're not probing for something deep. Yes or no answers are, closed, and your acting partner, you're not giving them really too much to go on. They can say yes or no. And then it goes back to you, and then you've got to say, what's wrong? Or, oh, okay. And then you see these on, like, if you're having like a text message session with somebody, it's like you might write, on your part, you write 10 paragraphs telling a story, and the person on the other end, they write, yeah, okay. Why is one acting partner investing all this effort into moving the plot along by telling you a story, and that's the best you can do is like 1 or 2 word answer? That's an epic fail. You have failed your job as being an actor. When I get these people in real life, see ya, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I really don't. You're not a conversationalist, and you're not sharing anything about you. I mean, I've got people that I'll try this. Give them some common memories that we had, and, see if it, rejuvenates their brain or something. And I get blocked. It's not like they're blocking me using the Facebook block. It's like they're a zombie. You cannot get anything new out of them. You cannot get them to tell you about anything in their life. It's they gone brain dead. And, sometimes the last thing I will do, and I said, the last thing you want to do is get angry. But if you've gone to like so many times trying to get the person to converse, you're ready to write them off. The last thing that sometimes what I'll do is I'll get angry, and I'll call them. I'll tell them that they're, I'll say, common one. Okay, maybe it's me being trite. I'll say, you're being narcissistic, but it's not really narcissistic. You're just being like brain dead. You're being brain dead, and why do I want to interact with you? I'm not getting anything from you. You're a shitty actor. I'm assuming your life in general must be incredibly dull. Because if you're like that with me, then I'm assuming you're like that with the other people in your life. Anyway, I'm going to look for somebody else more interesting, or I'm going to talk to my phone, because I find myself more interesting than talking to somebody who gives me, yeah, okay, and, or I'll give them something. I'll give them possibilities and potentials, and they'll ignore it. If your acting partner is giving you something, and, you don't know what to do, then take what they've given you and run with it. Advance the plot. It's called advancing the plot. It means you're making up a story. Make up a story if you have to. Bullshit and bafflegab. And maybe you get a laugh out of it. Don't close up. Don't go close yourself off in a pod somewhere. It's called being available. If you're an actor that's available It means you don't always have to tell the truth. Life is not about the truth. If you want to get to the truth of it all, we're supposed to be about loving one another. And, we're not supposed to be spiteful and hateful. I see way too many people being spiteful and hateful and judgmental. It doesn't help the relationship. It doesn't help it. And, belittling people, maybe you think it's like, you're trying to get a joke out of it. But if you're constantly coming back to the same thing, I said it before, if you keep calling your acting partner crazy and, I'm sorry, it's hackney-eyed, trite, and you're being very weak. You're being a very weak actor because, you're repetitive and, your acting partner, where are they supposed to go with it? They're going to walk away from you because, you haven't given them anything. If you're playing tennis, you're supposed to hit the ball back to them and they're supposed to hit it back to you. If you don't give your acting partner something, it means that you're not invested in the scene. It means you're not playing the part of a decent character in the movie. And, if you're auditioning for a movie to be in somebody else's movie, because consider everybody around you is the star of their own life movie. And if you come into somebody else's movie as a guest actor, not even a guest star, but just a guest actor, or even a walk-on part, try your best. Try your best. Okay, it means in real life, if you are a person who hangs out at bars and, the only thing you do at the bar is drink copious amounts of alcohol and become a blithering idiot, I'm going to notice, okay? I'm going to notice that you're so drunk, I can't interact with you. And sometimes I'll try. And what I find with people who are so drunk is you can't have a conversation with them. You can't give them anything because they're so obliterated, they can't receive what you're giving. And, quite often they get obnoxious. In other words, they want to physically manhandle you, or they get really mean and they say something, that's unfriendly. It's true. So where else are you going to meet, random people? Well, I don't know. Out for a walk, maybe, the grocery store. Maybe we should have acting classes in each city and we can do scripts. It's really fun. It's really fun. Anyway, that's the end of my lecture number 2 on acting, and hopefully you got something from it.